Here's question 1C. So our question is asking us about that random allocation, and we want to know why it was used to form that. So there's a paragraph here in our study that talks about in more detail, because they want specific examples. So let's have a look. If I take two groups of people and I randomly allocate people into two groups, then what I should find is that both of those groups give me a similar, probably not identical, but a similar mixture of characteristics. So people's eye colour, hair colour, their gender, their age, how much money they earn, their family history, they're all of the different characteristics, all of the things that makes us who we are. When we randomly choose people and put them into groups, those two groups should have very similar mixtures of characteristics. And that's why we want to do a random allocation, because we're controlling everything except for the one variable that we're testing. So random allocation makes sure that the two groups are representative of the population, have a mixture of characteristics so that both groups are similar in all ways except for the variable that we're studying. So in this case we need an example. So each shopper is already going to have their own habits and attitudes towards buying food. So maybe having had nutrition education previously or preferring healthy foods already, we want to make sure that there's similar numbers of those shoppers in each of the groups. Okay. So in terms of achieved, if you can talk about why random allocation is a good thing, because of that representativeness, then that would be the achieved. If you can explain how it's used to reduce bias, so talking about how the characteristics are mixed and not all factors can be controlled. So that's your merit level, and then explaining why it's used and giving an example gives you the excellence.